hustlers, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Click the subscribe button. We talk about making sense of our finances here and making better informed decisions where our finances are concerned so we can live life on our terms. As you guys can see from the title, today's video is all about how to start investing as a beginner. Simple steps to follow to help you get started on your investment journey. I get quite a few DMs from you guys about investing, what to do, where to start. So this is the right video if you're really wanting to find out what you should do, what mindset should you have when you are going into investing as a beginner, and what type of investment plan should you have as a beginner, things to look out for, things to consider, and all of that great stuff. I'm really excited about this video. I'm really passionate about investing, specifically in personal finances. So yeah, this video is about to be great. Talking about investing, the first step that you need to do is you need to review your needs and your goals, right? And you need to categorize them in short, mid, and long term. Why is it important to review your needs and goals? So that you can understand what are you trying to get out of investing in the short term. Maybe you want to open an investment account and start investing because short term you want to withdraw the funds in 5 years time, and you want to have 100,000 rand invested in 5 years time in that specific account. Mid-term and long-term, specifically long-term, we are talking around retirement and a retirement annuity, right? So reviewing your needs and your goals really helps kind of also answer some of the further questions that we'll be answering going through the further steps. But just having a review of your needs and goals is almost like the foundation that really does help put things into perspective for you. So when you are going into it and looking for specific products that are going to meet your needs and your goals, you're not going to just be aimlessly investing because so and so is investing in this and this is the popular thing to invest in, but it's going to be investing that's aligned to your goals and that's aligned to your needs by short term, mid term, or long term as well. So this step is very, very important. Sit down and write down the goals that you have for your investing. Why do you want to invest? What do you want to achieve from investing? Are you wanting to invest for long term in the sense of passing it down generation to generation? Is this something like property, for example, where you're going to buy a property, never sell, and just have it and start building a property portfolio so that your kids and your kids' kids and so on and so forth can inherit and be able to enjoy that specific investment. So yeah, it's very important. This step is very, 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 very important. Okay, then the second step you want to do is you want to consider how long are you going to invest. This is going to help you with your investment timeline. The first step, we're saying short, mid, and long term, but here we are actually putting numbers to it, actual figures. We are tying short term. Short term, what does short term mean for you? Is it 5 years? Is it 3 years? Is it 2 years? Is it 12 months? Is it 6 months? Is it a month? Is that even realistic if you're wanting to invest? This is going to help you when we're going into the investment plan. Each specific thing that you want has a timeline, and how does that fall in your timeline? How long are you looking to invest in this specific thing, for short term, for mid term, for long term? Please see that here we haven't added any investment products. We're still laying down the foundation, and we're still figuring out what it is that we want by setting our goals, our needs, short term, mid term, long term, and determining how long for each of these things does it fit in. Is it a short term, a 1 to 3 year period? Is a midterm a 3 to 5 year period? And is long term a 10+ year period? So this does also kind of help lay that foundation for us. Okay, then the third step is where we come up, or you make an investment plan, right? My favorite step. In this investment plan, it should answer the following questions: what, how, and why, right? Why is the first one to say, why are you going to be investing? This is going to be very closely tied to your needs and goals, which is the first step that we spoke about. But why are you looking into investing? What are you looking for? Why are you wanting to put some money away into something specific for a short-term period, a long-term period, and a mid-term period? And then the what is, now you are now finding financial products or investment options that are going to tie into your plan, right? For short term, for mid-term, for long term. And how is how you're going to make contributions, right, to this investment plan, because obviously you need to be giving in money to invest in that specific thing. So why is important, knowing why you're doing something. In the previous video we spoke about knowing your why, when you're setting your financial goals. The same still applies here. The what is what you're going to be investing in, and we're going to be exploring some of the investment plan options that you can look into in terms of building an investment portfolio. And then the how are you going to make your contributions? Are your contributions going to be made monthly by you setting a specific amount from your budget that you're going to do a debit order and contribute monthly towards a specific thing? You know, how are you going to make them? Are you going to make them yearly? Are you going to make them quarterly? Are you going to make a lump sum and leave the lump sum in for a long-term period, or for the period that you're looking to invest in? How are you going to do it? How are you going to make your contributions? That is very, very important. And then the fourth thing is to diversify your investment plan. Here we are now adding investment products, right? Financial products that are going to be tied to your investment plan. Remember, the investment plan, we were answering why, how, and what. And now we are now adding products here. Retirement annuity could be a long-term investment product that you are wanting to have. You know, ETFs, which are many. So an ETF is like a bundle of shares in a specific that trades a specific index. So for example, a property index would, you know, be a bundle ETF that you can buy that tracks the property index, and it's got many different shares in this bundle. And when you buy the ETF, you are buying many different parts of the specific ETF, depending on the amount and the percentage share that each of these, all the indexes in here, are split up. Another thing could be shares, it could be commodities, it could be property, it could be livestock. There are so many ways or investment options or plans. It's very important, I believe, to diversify. Some gurus do say that if you are diversifying, it's almost saying you actually didn't know what you were doing in the beginning, that's why you're diversifying. But I personally believe diversification is important, especially if you are a beginner. You are starting out, you don't know what you're doing. It's very, very important. In this video up here, I'll leave it up or down in the cards, I share my investment plan and my strategy and things that I've invested in, and I've got quite a diversified portfolio because I do believe in diversification. And also, I still do consider myself as a beginner, even though I've been investing for about 2 years. It just does help me to find new products. Also, I do try different products and new stuff just to share with you guys as well of what I'm finding and what is working for me. So in my investment portfolio, it's quite diversified, and each of the investments serves a short, mid, and long-term goal of mine. For example, my short-term goals is or my short-term type of investments are my stash, which is with Liberty. That's an automated investment. It's Frank as well. That's more short-term as well. And then my midterms are all my ETFs, are all my shares, because those can become quite liquid relative to how they're performing, because I'm not going to just invest and leave them. And then my long term is my RA, my retirement annuity that I have because I'm saving for retirement. So that's something that I'm monitoring regularly, but it's not something I'm going to change anytime soon, if that makes sense. So here it's a very important step, and I believe this step is also very educational because you need to be educating yourself about these different financial products. Do they serve a purpose in your goals? Remember, we spoke about goals. Do they serve a purpose in your investment plan? The how, the what, and the why, right? And it's very, very important to find products that are going to suit that. And if you're not sure, always contact the service provider and ask the right questions. Ask questions that are going to help make sense for you and going to help make you reach that specific goal. If you are wanting to invest in something where you're going to be contributing let's say 5,000 Rand a month, and in 5 years time you want to have, you know, a portfolio size, a total portfolio amount of 50,000 Rand, you need to find a product that's going to get you to 50,000 Rand in 5 years. If you can't, then you have to kind of review and, you know, check your goal and check the amount that you're contributing. Is it too little? Are the returns that you are looking at relatively low? What type of risk appetite is it? Is a mid, low, or high risk appetite? You need to adjust your risk appetite so that you can get to that goal, but still also accounting for the risk and knowing that this is something that you could potentially lose or you could potentially gain, because with investment, risk is always involved, and this is very important to understand. So the next step is to decide how much and how long. Here you review from your budget how much can you comfortably each month be able to afford to invest in that specific thing or in your diversified portfolio, and also how long are you going to be investing. This also goes back to a short, mid, and long-term type of investment plan. And you know, this step is very important because you need to go to your budget. You know, you need to have disposable income, and that's why I believe in the 4-step pillar method, which goes from from budget to paying off debt to saving, and the last step being investing. Because if you have debt, I wouldn't advise in aggressively investing when you can pay off the debt, and rather than focus on investing once the debt is paid off and you've got some type of savings put away. Because saving is, for example, an emergency fund, it's more short-term and liquid, and investing is for a long term or a longer period. You've tied away that money, and it's money that you're not going to access until the specific time that you will need it in, if that makes sense. So yeah, so determining here how much you have and for how long is very important. Then the next thing I want to speak to you guys about is to determine how much is it going to cost. What are the brokerage fees? Depending on the service provider that you'll be using, they will charge you a fee for you using their services, so they can obviously make money off you. They are also a business and they want to make money. So how much is it going to charge you? What is the yearly percentage brokerage fees, and what is that in relative to your return, right? So when we speak about investing, we speak about a return, which is a percentage return, but we also speak about a real rate of return, which is actually the actual rate that you're going to be getting back. This takes into account the rate of return that you will get from that specific investment, minus the brokerage fees, minus inflation, to really show you, is your money really growing for you, and what percentage is it really growing, or is it actually not doing anything or going anywhere. So this is very important to know what the brokerage fees are, because you don't want to be investing in something and have all your money taken away, or a large percentage of your earnings and your profit taken by the brokerage fees and by that specific service provider, right? And then the last and final step that I want to chat to you guys about is, of course, review your progress and make necessary changes where applicable. You don't want to just put your money away and just say that's that you've made that decision. Reviewing your progress, reviewing your portfolio is very important. Checking it monthly just to see how are things performing, is it still in line with what you want to achieve for the short, mid or long term, and making, you know, necessary changes. If something is not going well and you can see that it's a more short-term type of investment and the timeline that you've set is not realistic for what you're trying to achieve, extend the timeline, maybe sell that investment and invest in something else that's performing a bit better. You know, but you also need to understand that there's always going to be risk involved when you are investing. So yeah, guys, that's the simple steps that I can say are great to get you started if you're looking to invest as a beginner. I hope you guys find them helpful. Let me know down below, are you investing? What are you investing in? And if any of these tips are going to help you, let me know which one you are most looking forward to starting and getting done. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. As always, keep hustling. I'll catch you guys on my next video. Bye.